In this video, I am going to talk to you about operators in C programming language. An operator can simply be seen as a symbol that performs a specific operation or action on values and variables. The first type of operators we are going to talk about are assignment operators. These are operators used to assign a value to a variable. For example, I will have two integer variables a and b. And then I am now going to use assignment operators to assign values to a and b respectively. I will first of all say a equals 10. So I am assigning the value of 10 to a. And then I will say b equals 3. I am assigning the value 3 to b. Now the next type of operators we are going to see are arithmetic operators. These are basic operators that allow us to perform arithmetic operations. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. So let's see how these different arithmetic operators work in C. The first one we are going to see is the addition operator. It is used by writing the plus sign. This operator gives the sum of two values. For example, here I am printing the sum of the values a and b. The first percentage G here represents a, the second one represents b, while the third one represents the sum of a and b, as specified by the variable names which I have written here, a, b, and then a plus b is going to occupy the space reserved by the third format specifier. So since a is 10 and b is 3, the addition of a and b is going to be 13. The second arithmetic operator we are going to see is the subtraction operator. It is used by writing the minus sign, and it gives the difference of two values. For example, here I am printing the difference of a and b. A is 10 while b is 3, so a minus b is going to be 7. So the result we expect to see is 7. The next operator we are going to see is the multiplication operator. It is used by writing the asterisk symbol. This gives the product of two values. For example, here I am printing the product of a and b using the asterisk. So a is 10 and b is 3. So the result of a and b is going to be 30. Now the next two arithmetic operators we are going to see are the division and modulus operators. But before we see the division and modulus operators, I would like us to first understand this. In long division in mathematics, when we have a division of the sort a divided by b, the result is given in the form of a quotient plus a remainder. That is, we have a quotient part of the result and we have the remainder part of the result. For example, if you have an operation like 10 divided by 3, the result is going to be 3 remainder 1 if you use our long division notion. So, using this knowledge, we can understand the difference between the division and the modulus operators. The division operator, first of all, it gives the quotient of the division of a number by another number. For example, here we are dividing a by b. That is, since a is 10 and b is 3, like in the example we have here, the division operator is going to give us the quotient, only the quotient of this result. That is, it is going to give us only 3, and that is why the result is going to be 3. On the other hand, the modulus operator is another operator which gives only the remainder of the division of a number by another. That is, in this same example, we have 10 divided by 3. The modulus operator is responsible for giving us only the remainder value, which is this 1. That is why our result here is 1 when we find the modulus of a and b. So let us run this program now to see all what I'm talking about. Okay, we see the result now. The first operation is 10 plus 3 equals 13, correct? 10 minus 3 equals 7. 10 times 3 equals 30. 10 divided by 3 equals 3. This is only the quotient. And then 10 modulus 3 equals 1. This is the remainder now. So those are arithmetic operators in C. Now I want to show you how to use multiple arithmetic operators on the same line. So in C, the operators are going to follow the Bodmer's order of operations. That is bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Meaning that if you have an operation which consists of several or more than one operator, division and multiplication are going to have a higher importance than addition and subtraction. And as well, the brackets are going to be used to specify the operations which we want to be executed first before some others. Let's see an example. I have a variable called operation which is set to 4 plus 3 times 2. Now, I am printing the value of the variable called operation. Following the rule of Bodmer's, even though we have started by writing 4 plus 3 times 2, 3 times 2 is the operation which is going to be actually executed first because multiplication has a higher importance than addition according to Bodmer's. This means 3 times 2 is going to be executed first, and then the result of 3 times 2 is going to be added to 4, and this will give us a 10 as result. So let's run this. So we see the result we have received is 10 as expected. Now what if I wanted this first operation 4 plus 3 to be carried out first before then multiplying the result by 2? To do this, I can specify the order of the operations using brackets. I will circle this in a set of parentheses. So now I have 4 plus 3 which is going to be executed first, and then the result of 4 plus 3 is going to be multiplied by 2. 4 plus 3 is going to give us 7, and then 7 times 2 will be 14. So this time around, when I have specified the order of the operations using this parenthesis, I am going to have a different result. Now we see that the result is 14. Okay, let's continue this video by going back a little to assignment operators. But this time around, we are going to see some other types of assignment operators. These special type of assignment operators are used to give a variable a new value by modifying its already existing value. So let's see how this works with some examples. I have first started by declaring 5 integer variables num1, num2, num3, num4, and num5, and I have given each of them the value of 10 to start with. Now I am using the special assignment operators to assign new values to these variables num1 to num5. The first one is the plus equal to operator. I have set num1 plus equals 6. This is same as writing num1 equals num1 plus 6. That is, we are taking num1, we set it to its initial value plus 6 on top. Num1 was initially 10, so num1 plus 6 is going to be 16. And when we print this, the result is going to be 16. Now the second case, we have num2 minus equals 6. This is same as saying num2 equals num2 minus 6. It means the initial value of num2 minus 6. Num2 was initially 10, so num2 minus 6 is going to be 4. So the result of this is going to be 4 when we print num2. In the third case, we have set num3 times equals 6. This means num3 is equal to the initial num3 times 6. Num3 was initially 10, so 10 times 6 is going to be 6c. When we print this on this next line, 6c will be printed as the new value of num3. The next one is the divided by equals operator. We are saying num4 divided by equals 6. That means we are taking the initial value of num4, dividing it by 6, and then whatever this is going to give, it will be stored in the num4 variable. So when we print num4, the new value of num4 which will be printed as the result is 1, because 6 divides 10 one time only. And we are doing same thing for num5 using the modulus equal to operator. Num5 modulus equal to 6. This means num5 is equal to num5 modulus 6. When we divide 10 by 6, we get a remainder of 4. That means the value of num5 when printed now is going to be 4. So let's run this program now and see if we have the same result. Okay, we have num1 equals 16, num2 equals 4, num3 equals 60, num4 equals 1, and num5 equals 4 as expected. The next type of operators we are going to talk about are increment operators. These are operators used to increase the value of a variable by 1. For example, I will have a variable a with value 12. Now I am going to use an increment operator to increase the value of a. So I'm going to say a plus plus. So when I say a plus plus, it simply means a plus 1. Now if I print the value of a, we will see that it will give 13 instead of 12. Now we see 13 printed as the value of a, whereas a was initially 12. Another way of writing this is I can say, instead of writing a plus plus, I write plus plus a, and then I will run this again. We see it still gives 13. Now even though a plus plus and plus plus a may seem the same, they have a slight difference. The difference is that when used in an operation, a plus plus is going to first perform the operation successfully, and then after the operation it is going to increment or modify the value of a, whereas plus plus a is going to first modify the value of a before performing the given operation. Let's understand the difference better with the help of this example. On the first line, I have two integers a and b. A is 10 while b is 2. And then I have another integer sum, which is the sum of a and b. Notice that I have written sum equals a plus b plus plus. This means we are going to find sum equals a plus b, and then it is only after this operation is completed that we are going to actually modify the value of b to be changed from 2 to 2 plus 1, which is 3. We are going to print the sum here, and we also print the values of a and b individually. Let's see how this happens. So when I print this, we see that sum equals 12, but a equals 10 and b equals 3. Normally, a plus b is supposed to be 10 plus 3 equals 13, but we have only 12 as result. This is because, as I said, this whole operation, sum equals a plus b, is first executed and completed before the value of b is incremented by 1. On the other hand, if we use plus plus b, we will first modify the value of b by incrementing it by 1 before performing the rest of the operation sum equals a plus b as a whole. Now let's run this. You see that sum equals 13, but a equals 10 and b equals 3. 10 plus 3 is 13 normally. So this one gives us a more correct result. The next thing we are going to see are decrement operators. Decrement operators are used to decrease the value of a variable by 1. Let's see how they work with the help of this same example. I will say sum equals a plus b minus minus. Minus minus means b minus 1. So when I run this, we see that sum equals 12, but a equals 10 and b equals 1. Normally 10 plus 1 is supposed to be 11, but we instead get 12. This is because we first perform the operation sum equals a plus b, and it is only after this operation is completed that we decrement the value of b. On the other hand, if we had minus minus b instead and we run the program, we see that sum equals 11 and a equals 10, b equals 1. 10 plus 1 is 11 normally. This gives us a more accurate and correct result now because we have first modified the value of b by writing minus minus before the variable name b, and then this value is modified before the rest of the operation is completed. Apart from the operators seen in this video, there are more operators in C programming like logical operators and comparison operators too, but those will make more sense for us to see by the time we start working with conditional statements. So watch the next videos of this series to see how these other operators work. Also leave a like and a comment to support the channel and subscribe for upcoming videos.